Well, you talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing, right? They had a little beef over something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy allegedly did him or something. I think it was over the Start from the Bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and something silly like that.
You know, Drake here, Drake there. Who will run up on him? I'm not saying it. You know, it didn't come from Diddy directly, but LA get tricky. So you know, when there are beefs and they are here, no matter who it is, like there's certain people that are gonna get called, and I'm one of those people. So you know, I had privy, you know, Drake to a little information. Like I said, I don't know where it came from, but I always, you know, it's like my brother. So I hit him. I told him like, yo, this is what it is, but I got you. You know, we over here, and I'm pretty heavy, so you know, we straight.
Well, Katt Williams was right. All them rappers are getting exposed. It just been reported that Drake's name is in the Diddy tapes. And not just his name, you can hear Drake screaming too. That claim hit hard, but once you sit with all the info that's been stacking up since 2014, it doesn't sound too wild anymore. This Diddy trial brought everything to light, and for the first time, it's all lining up. Back in 2014, something went down that set the tone. In the early hours of December 8th at a VMA after party, Diddy and Drake got into it hard. Several outlets confirmed it. Word was Diddy caught Drake slipping outside the club and gave him a serious beatdown. Reports said Drake had to hit the emergency room after that.
Puffy for so long and having dealings with him. What was the first thing you thought when you heard the story about him allegedly punching Drake?
He said F and clicked him. I actually thought Drake must have said something wrong to him or something, or did something, or tried to play him, or something must have happened. I actually really didn't, you know, I kind of just laughed. It's funny, you know?
Although there was no footage of this, based on people that I've spoken to close to the situation, Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Diddy tried to play it off later, went on air saying he didn't put hands on Drake like the world didn't already know.
Like, what made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake. Drake is, right now, that's all I got. That's all I have to say. He's putting in his work. I didn't do nothing to Drake.
But according to multiple media outlets and eyewitnesses, he did. 50 Cent backed it up too, said Diddy couldn't recognize a hit if it was served to him. The whole thing was supposedly over that 0 to 100 beat. Diddy thought it was his. Drake heard it, used it, turned it into a hit. That move got under Diddy's skin, and that night in Miami was when it all came to a head.
You know, and then Puff, that's what Puff was calling me down to do it. But Puff can't even hear a hit. See, I know he couldn't.
Puff can't hear a hit? That's kind of crazy.
He still hear things from back then, that time.
Oh, got you now.
Right.
Okay. Got you.
He can't buy the right. He can't. You play it for him right now, and it's hot. He can't buy it. This is why he's fighting Drake. When you hit Drake, because he used the beat that he didn't actually use.
0 to 100.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So if he heard it, and then he heard Drake's use it, but it wasn't a hit yet until Drake put the lines on it. And he's upset about that because he can't hear it, but he felt like he took something from him.
But that wasn't the end of it. That was just Diddy letting off steam. Behind the scenes, things were moving way different. August 2015, Diddy went on The Breakfast Club, claiming it was all love, no beef. But at the same time, he allegedly had a bag on Drake's head. Word across LA was that Diddy let it be known. Anyone who caught Drake out there was a reward. A quiet one, but real. That's why dudes around the city started moving funny.
Well, you talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing, right? They had a little beef over something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy allegedly did him or something. I think it was over the Start from the Bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and something silly like that.
Sources from LA said there were calls going around. Drake's here, Drake's there. That's when Drake made his smartest move. He linked up with the Game. Game had pulled in the streets and understood how to maneuver in that environment. If Diddy had that kind of power in LA, Drake knew he needed someone just as tapped in. Game confirmed it in his own way. Said folks reached out to him, told him to line Drake up, but instead of following through, he played defense. He looked out for Drake.
You know, Drake here, Drake there, who will run up on him. I'm not saying it, you know, it didn't come from Diddy directly, but LA get tricky. So, you know, when there are beefs and they are here, no matter who it is, like there's certain people that are gonna get called, and I'm one of those people. So, you know, I had privy, you know, Drake to a little information. Like I said, I don't know where it came from, but I always, you know, it's like my brother. So I hit him. I told him like, yo, this is what it is, but I got you. You know, we over here, and I'm pretty heavy, so you know, we straight.
But the Game made it clear that kind of protection don't come for free. So Drake gave him the record 100, shot the video in Compton. That move wasn't about street cred, it was about survival.
Y'all better not come to my studio with that fake shit. Y'all better not come to my funeral with that fake shit. Y'all better off.
If you listen close, Game said it all on the track. Ninjas called me to set you up, want me to come and wet you up, cause you out of town to like Biggie. Then heard about the ish Diddy on, so I came through to vest you up. And just like that, the beef had receipts. Even with Game backing him, Drake was still moving cautious. During the shoot for 100, Wack said Drake got shook, saw some folks he didn't recognize, panicked, and jumped in a van to dip out. Even though those guys were there to protect him, Drake wasn't trying to take chances. Wack had to chase him down and explain the situation before they got back to filming.
And Drake comes to Compton to shoot the video.
100. He shot it on Brazil and Wilmington.
What all happened during that video? What was that?
He pulled up, Drake gave us love, Stunner cleared it for me, didn't charge me, Drake didn't charge for the verse. Drake actually brought this film crew to film it for us. That's what he wanted to do. We was on the famous Brazil and Wilmington shooting it. We had to move blocks. And you know, when we move blocks, we send the little homies to do what they need to do. Drake kind of seen some activity and you know, shit. He did what a motherfucker you supposed to do. He got out of there. So we sent somebody to get him. Bro, it's cool. That ain't for you. That's for us. Because you know we seen going on. But you know we moving blocks. We're not just going to hit the block without the block being right. So we had to make sure the homies, you know, when they cleared the block.
Fast forward to now, Diddy's in court on serious federal charges, but it's what Cassie said on the stand that flipped the whole story. During her redirect, prosecutors asked her what triggered Diddy to wild out and put hands on her. Her answer? She was headed to OVO Fest, Drake's festival. She told the court, Sean came to my home and tried to attack me, and here's the kicker, she still went. Even after all that, Cassie caught her flight to Toronto and went to OVO Fest. Courtroom was shook.
So Cassie, she said Diddy whooped her ass. He found out she was going to OVO Fest. So this is apparently some insight into the real reason why Diddy don't with Drake.
Don't nobody with Drake. Drake is a slimy nigga. He make great music, but Drake is the type of nigga who he can have any bitch in the club. Any bitch. They can all be 12. But you walk in with one, he want that.
Now, if that doesn't scream motive, what does? Diddy felt like Drake was taking his girl, and it wasn't just a feeling. A 2013 rumor resurfaced during the trial, claiming Drake might have signed Cassie to his OVO imprint. Whether that was official or not didn't matter. In Diddy's mind, Drake was moving in on his turf. A tweet from Lil Duval also came back into rotation. He said back then, I heard Diddy swung on Drake in Miami for saying hello to Cassie. Folks laughed it off at the time, but now it's making a whole lot more sense. And Drake, he been dropping clues. On 4 p.m. in Calabasas, the whole track reads different now. Bars like, all you self-promoters are janky, and they trying to tempt me. The higher I get, the less they accept me. Even the OGs trying to press me. Then came the shot. Take that, no love in their heart, so they fake that. Mocking Diddy's signature phrase. And more, No Way Out, a nod to Diddy's album. Drake wasn't just rapping. He was telling the story through the bars, but nobody pieced it together until now. He even touched on domestic issues with lyrics like, that man is not a man for you, scared of letting your skeletons loose. It's starting to look like Cassie confided in Drake about his experience with Drake way before any of this hit the courtroom. Now, back to Katt Williams. He said what nobody wanted to believe. A According to him, several rappers, execs are on those Diddy tapes. And not just mentioned, heard screaming. Whether those tapes involve wild parties or phone calls or something darker, Katt's claim suddenly don't feel too far off.
That's why
Drake's voice is really on there. That raises even more questions. What was he involved in, or was he caught slipping? Either way, this whole story been boiling under the surface for years. According to several media outlets and legal analysts following the trial, the tapes are still sealed but expected to become public once the trial concludes. And if Drake's on there, screaming or not, we're looking at something way bigger than just industry beef. And the internet has a lot of opinions. One user said, if Diddy is this bold going for high-profile heads, you can just imagine the things he's done to regular people. While another said, Diddy put hands on Drake and Cassie. He's an equal opportunist, shaking my head. So, what's your reaction to this latest twist? Is Katt exposing something deeper or just stirring the pot? Let's hear your take in the comments. And don't forget to watch this next video on screen because it's just as crazy.